It's Austin's rock for over 30 years, 93.7 KLBJ, live from Java Coast at the Austin Hilton Hotel. And I don't know, guitar, rock and roll legend. How do you really introduce Ronnie Montrose?
Ronnie Montrose.
Oh, here he is.
Works for me.
How about it, everybody? Let's hear it for Ronnie Montrose. And I say Austin's rock for over 30 years because 1973 we signed on, and sure enough, that debut record came out in 1973.
Then we have a history together.
Yeah, yes, we do. We probably now see. I was 7, 6 when that came out. Sorry.
Yeah, I was 11.
No, wait a minute. Wow, that's amazing. You were 11 playing guitar like that?
I'm 57 and very, very proud of it.
That's awesome. You just got finished up with the Musicians Hotel upstairs, a little Q&A kind of get-together.
Yeah, I had a blast up there.
Yeah.
Great questions, good people.
And it was just kind of a chance, like a round table kind of discussion, just people firing questions
Well, it
at
was
you.
a chance for me to sit and pontificate for a while about living life as a musician and being a survivor as a musician. And like I said, I'm very fortunate. For 30-plus years, I haven't had to get that day job. So I'm very happy.
Ronnie's going to play the Vibe on Saturday night. He does the 1 a.m. slot.
Correct.
And
I was first questioning the 1 a.m. slot, and I said, well, people will probably be pretty tired and pretty drunk at 1 a.m. And he says, no, they'll be tired and drunk at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, so don't worry about it.
Somebody pace yourself, for crying out loud.
Correct. No, it's going to be a good time.
What was the question upstairs that either surprised you or intrigued you the most? What were the fans most curious about?
There's just so many of them. They were just asking about what inspires you, what you think about new music, what you do, and how you think about playing and where music's going to go in 30 years. And that was a pretty good question, where music will end up. And I thought about my own personal musical experience from 30 years ago, and couldn't have possibly imagined that music would be where it is now, and would have never been able to imagine the whole advent of digital technology, where we're able to access music that we wouldn't or otherwise be able to do. So it's pretty staggering to me.
It's amazing that artists can record something, say they're sitting in Austin, Texas, record it in whatever format, MP3 or 2, and shoot it across the country, where an engineer or mixer can take it and mix it with other dub parts, maybe when that artist was in LA or something.
Yeah, I'm in a situation with that right now. I'm doing my most current project. Well, I'm producing a guitarist who lives in my Sacramento area hometown, and it's coming out phenomenal. We're doing it at my studio, but one of my new projects is I'm doing a record called 10 by 10, and that's 10 of my favorite singers playing, each singing and writing to backing tracks that I did last year with a power trio format, and really wanted to just explore that 70s power trio thing, which I think is not enough of it around for my taste.
I agree.
But and then just started thinking about which singers influenced me, and what singers would be fun to be on this record. And so I've got it's going to be a pretty fun lineup, and half of them will be able to just record their lyrics, record their voice and write the song and send it to me on a file. Couldn't do that before.
Yeah. We're talking to Ronnie Montrose. Now, the power trio you're talking about is Ricky Phillips, who was in The Babies, who went on to Bad English and now is in Styx.
In Styx, correct.
And then Eric Singer, who kind of broke his teeth with Alice Cooper, and now, of course, with Kiss.
With Kiss, correct.
That's a hell of a power trio.
It's a hell of a power trio. It really is. And it's like one of the things that was great about it when we played live with that trio is that both Ricky and Eric had to have a very firm grasp on what it's like to jam, like the real jam, where you start, you finish the verse, you finish the chorus, and it comes time for the solo, and you wave at everybody saying, we'll meet you back here in 20 minutes. We don't know where we're going with it, but it didn't matter as long as we knew where we'd coming back to. And every night was different, and it wasn't so much of what one would call a review, where every part is written and scripted and you play the part and go through, but it was more an exploration of whatever happened to be hit you at the time.
You're obviously still in the producer's role, but how much do you perform on the road? How many dates would you say do you go out and play, or you stick around Sacramento?
I've done obviously not as much as I've done before. I really enjoy my home life, but I like playing for people. I like getting out, and I've done a lot of instrumental music shows, and actually that's what I'll be doing at the Vibe on Saturday night, because I'm entering into an agreement with DMI Records to make my music. I'm digitally remastering it, and they're going to make my music available on download, which I'm excited about. So I'm re-exploring music that I haven't done for a while, because I do obviously do the rock thing, and I do my acoustic thing, and I do instrumental thing. And so, yeah, I get out when I can, but I love that family life right now. I got a 9-year-old boy, recently married, and got a wonderful wife, and I'm raising a boy, and it's just great feel.
Does he know what or who Ronnie Montrose is?
Yeah, actually, he's very funny. He says, I want you to not tell everybody who you are, because they're going to ask for autographs, and then we don't get to hang out.
Oh, that's great! It's all
about the boy. And I said, yeah,
boy.
but they're fans. They're fans. We got it. You know, it's a good thing. And he says, okay, but just make sure you don't tell everybody, otherwise they'll never get to play with me. That's great.
So he wants to learn guitar. What's he gravitating towards?
Nothing yet. No, I've got two children that are older, and I never asked them to, or I just exposed them to the music that I played and that I knew, but it wasn't a situation where I was ever forced them to go into music.
On 10 by 10, can you drop some names on some of the vocalists?
Well, we've got, the ink hasn't dried on the page yet, but we'll have Sammy Hagar, Paul Stanley from Kiss, Glenn Hughes, Greg Raleigh, Mark Farner, my buddy Mark from Grand Funk is going to sing on it. Alex Lidgertwood, Edgar Winter. I can't remember them all, but we've got a pretty nice lineup. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I can't wait.
And the beauty about doing a record like that is that in no way, shape, or form is any of us obliged to fulfill any sort of record contract or be forced to go out and like do a tour to support it. It's going to stand on its own, and everybody can have fun doing it. So. There
was talk right before, I guess, the contract was drawn up for Sammy to tour with Van Halen this last time. There was some pretty heavy rumors flying around that you and Sammy were going to kind of try to do that.
We did a half a dozen shows last year, and it was just a gas. I mean, what was great about it for me, and I can speak for Denny and Bill and Sammy as well, is that we were so confident about what we were doing. Our whole demeanor as approaching music changed. I mean, when we played together, we had one rehearsal. We rehearsed at sound check, run through the tunes, and we played more songs that we hadn't even played before. And after 27 years, it sounded better than it sounded in the 70s. It was just incredible. We'll probably do a couple more this summer.
Yeah. So look forward to Saturday night at the Vibe. You said it's mostly going to be
tonight. I'm hoping it's going to be at Arts for some barbecue. That's just me.
Make the road trip out and fill up on some good Texas barbecue. We're talking to Ronnie Montrose.
Yeah, Saturday night's the Vibe.
Yeah, Saturday. I can't wait for that show. And when does 10 by 10 come out?
We have no idea.
No.
There's no time constraints on it. It's just when it gets done.
So most of all the instrumental tracks are recorded and the vocals.
They're finished.
Okay.
Yeah, they're finished. And now the hardest part about it is taking the 10 songs and trying to figure out who's best suited for the particular song we have.
Gotcha.
You know, making sure that each singer is going to be represented properly in a format that it's all kind of power trio thing, but they're represented in a format that will let them shine as best as they can.
I love that power trio thing because nobody can really slack or dangle. It's like it's a third of the weight of the band is squarely on your shoulders.
That's true. That's what we used to say. You live and die by the trio. You can have some bad nights. I've seen some very famous trios have bad nights, but when they're good, it's worth it all.
Will you get to run in? I know you're a huge fan of Brian Wilson. Will you get to run into him or get to gab with him while you're both in town?
I don't think so. I mean, He's obviously got a full agenda, but I was just like a little kid thrilled. There's very few people that I meet that I'm so impressed by that I'm like, but I got to shake Brian Wilson's hand last night, and it was just an absolute joy.
Get a picture with him and everything?
No, I couldn't go that far. No, I couldn't do that.
That's too bad. I think the only one, the guy that's done that for me is probably B.B. King, and it's... have you got a chance?
I met B.B. when I was playing with Edgar Winter.
Oh, okay.
And we were on a festival together back in '73, I think, and he, obviously knew Johnny and knew Edgar, and I met him, and I was just a little kid, playing guitar, and he said, "Don't do me wrong up there, Ronnie." And I said, I won't, Mr. King. I won't do you wrong."
What kind of gear are you playing today? Or what kind of gear are you on right now?
Whatever works best. I don't endorse anybody. I just do. For guitar players out there, I'm playing Fender Strat and a Bogner Shiva amp.
I know there's some tech heads, that love to know what you're.
I'm a tech head too, but I just don't go. I don't define my playing by the gear I'm using. I just find whatever works best and let it rip. As long as I can represent, and that's fine.
Yeah. Well, it's a complete pleasure to have you stop by. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure too.
For spending some time with us. We're going to play. We're going to go back 31 years, I guess, huh? The debut record.
I can't do the math on that. What's 2005 minus 73?
73. Yeah, it's almost
1973.
Years. Yeah. Exactly. We're going to grab one off the debut record. Thank you so much for coming
You're
back.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
All right, Ronnie Montrose. Saturday, 1 a.m. at the Vibe, part of South by Southwest. It's 93.7 KLBJ, Austin's Rock, yo.